Emergency flood warnings have been issued in parts of New South Wales after days of heavy rain. Evacuation orders are in place for Cornwallis, the eastern and western part of the Richmond Lowlands, Agnes Banks, north of Bligh Park, parts of Angus, parts of Lower Portland, Sackville and Sackville North, parts of Leets Vale, parts of Ebenezer, low-lying areas of Freemans Reach, the Riverside Caravan Park in Cattai, Pitt Town Bottoms and the northern edge of Pitt Town. The New South Wales State Emergency Service has conducted more than 150 rescues across the state.
Stranded in the middle of a flooded paddock at Orchard Hills, farmer Marco Leon clings to the cab of his submerged machinery. The 75-year-old had been trying to reach his horses when he became stuck, his daughter raising the alarm. SES crews using an inflatable dinghy to reach him, handing him a life jacket before helping him into the raft and back to the safety of dry land.
After I tried to pick it up, the horse and the truck doesn't work anymore.
On Luddenham Road, these motorists had to be pulled from their cars, while at Cabramatta, a man was found clinging to a tree after driving into the fast-moving floodwaters. A close call at Greystanes, Lisa Sly's ceiling collapsing under the weight of the water.
I heard a bit of a cracking noise and as you can see, by the time I realised where it was coming from, I made a dash for it and the ceiling just came in. Scary and a bit crazy, but, you know, an old house and that much water was, you know, disaster waiting to happen. At
Tempe, residents found their cars floating down the street, while at Mount Druitt, the water was lapping on doorsteps.
The whole place was just flooded. It was all up here. The garden's been washed away. We had the SES do a rescue at the end house. So yeah, it was pretty full on and quite scary really.
Overnight, as the heavens opened, the water rose quickly. Richmond Bridge disappearing into the murky brown torrent. A Cabramatta family had to be helped from their home after it was crushed by a tree. Flash flooding at St Peter's and Northbridge. While the track at Royal Randwick was underwater hours before racing crowds arrived.
Have you got a good thing for the punters today at Randwick, Michael?
Yeah, book a lunch somewhere.
Warragamba started to spill for the first time since 2022. The quiet beast roaring back to life, putting communities downriver on alert.
At this stage, we think the effect of that will be just on those low-lying areas where we have been out with the community, letting them know what's coming and ensuring that they prepare for those waters.
It'll take a few more days for all of the water to flow in from the catchment. As a result, Warragamba is expected to continue to spill for at least the next 2 weeks.
Flood levels in some of the rivers, particularly in Western Sydney, are continuing to rise, and that presents a real danger.
One community that knows it all too well, Windsor. Its so-called flood-proof bridge looking likely to go under once again. At Sackville, residents are already packing up and preparing to move to higher ground.
We're in the middle of evacuating at the moment. We've got 146 caravan sites here, which have all now been taken out. The water is coming up and it's still expected to rise to about 7 metres, which puts it over the ground here.
In the Blue Mountains, part of Megalong Valley Road washed away, stranding residents, while nearby Wentworth Falls is raging. On the northern beaches, roads around Narrabeen Lake were inundated. Surfboards were swapped out for kayaks, Manly Dam spilling over. At Centennial Park, the duck pond became a lake, and while the blue skies saw some head to the beach, from above the water wasn't looking so inviting.